Good morning, Elements Club members. This is Coach Beth coming at you. I'm outside today. It's a chilly December 3rd, but I am on board with teaching outside today. I pre-recorded this one, so I'm just a couple hours in front of 3 o'clock, but this is when I had time to do this today. So I'm glad you're joining me live or otherwise. So we are going to be working with our water bottles and a single weight, and it could be a hand weight that you've got at home. It could be a kettlebell. Maybe it's a bottle of laundry soap where it's got a nice handle on it, or maybe a half full container of orange juice, or whatever it is, something that's not going to spill. But we are going to go ahead and use some implements that way. We're going to get started here standing. I do not have my chair with me, but you are certainly welcome to sit in the comfort of your own home and join me for some of these exercises. But let's start standing today. And I guess my dog's going to join us today. I want to start with some heel marches. So let's just start heel to heel. Notice that the balls of the feet are well connected to the floor as you do this. So as you lift one heel, the other one presses down into the floor. Not so much that my hips do a big shifty shifts like this, but just enough to feel grounded, that you're really standing on the heel before you lift it up. And see the body is going up and down. 8, 7, keep going. 6, exaggerate the heel and arch, lifting from the floor. 3, 2, and 1. And plant both heels. Let's take a deep breath. Lift, 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 and lower, lower, lower. Step out a little bit wider. We're going to lift those arms up and stretch up with the right, down and left, down. I'm initiating that with a little bit of reach with the shoulder up, and then the side wall comes up to follow. Lift. I am bundled up. If you catch this before the 3 o'clock time slot, just before 3 o'clock, and you want to get bundled up and work outside, it's a nice mix-up. It's kind of invigorating out here. I'm seeing birds flying around. The sky is trying to turn blue. We're getting there. 3 and 2. Stay with me. And 1. Reach both up, and then start by drawing the shoulder blades down the back, and then the elbows, and then the hands. Beautiful. The feet are already wide. We're going to go into our twist and turn and turn. What great exercises to do before you go hiking, or if you're going to go out for a walk today. I hope you do. It's not raining, it's not snowing. The ground is dry. Good day for a walk. Get on out there. 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to do a little marching. Right, left, left. I'm going to swing those arms. 4 more. Then we're going to put in some squats. 2 and 1. Plant your feet somewhere between hip and shoulder width apart. We're going to set the hips back over your chair, imaginary or actual. Set the hips back, then bend the knees, stand up from the side. Hips go back, knees bend, stand up. So the spine stays elongated here. We're going to keep lifting the chest and look straight out in front of you as you do that squat. They don't have to be this deep. I could keep it a little more modified here if you're just warming up. Getting a little bit of activity here on the outsides of the hips and thighs as I do that squat. Keep your body weight balanced all over your feet. 2 and 1. Stand up and march. Right, 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 right. Think of articulating the feet. So when you lift your foot up off of the floor, you're actually pointing the toe down. Point, 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 point. Articulate, articulate. Now, your march does not have to be this fast. It doesn't have to be this slow either, but I want it to be accurate. I want it to feel good. I'm going to turn this way so I'm on a little more level ground. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm going to set those feet a little bit wider. Sit back into a semi-squat and then open and close. Open and close. Hands get wider. The accent is on the open. 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 We're open to change. We're open to hope. Open for progress. Shoulders slide down the back. Open to good health, protecting ourselves. 3, 2, 1. Keep your squat. Place your hands on your thighs and pulse down. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up strong. Activate the glutes. Think of spiraling the thigh bones out wide without actually moving your feet from the floor. Just spiral those thigh bones out and around and then up towards the sits bones. Energize. Be careful not to lock your knees here. All right, so with the knees softened, I can really activate the muscles. I'm not cutting off the circulation. I'm going to add a little bit of a pelvic tilt. So if your pelvis is tilting forward, I want you to send the tail down and stand here. That gives you a little more fortification to build your spine neutral up towards the sky. That's it. Now we're going to squat again, just part way down. That's it. And we're going to open and close the hands again, but this time reach out as you open. Reach. Adding a little load to your squat here. Open. Now I'm almost sitting down, right? And you're welcome to sit down on a chair, on a bench. Good, keep going. You don't have to extend the arms either. You could stay right here and continue that arm or hand extension. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands to the thighs and pulse, pulse. Now we're using the muscles to control and contract going both directions, down and up, down and up. If your knees hurt doing this, make sure your hips are farther back. Make sure that the knees are not sliding out over the toes. That would look something like this. And that's very hard on the knees. Not a good idea. You can injure them. 4, 3, 2, and stand up strong. Remember that traction we found between the feet to engage the upper inner thighs. Think of spiraling your thigh bones outwards like a candy cane, spiraling up towards the hips. Pull the abs in and up. Remember to point your tail down to the floor. Make sure when you tip that pelvis back to aim your tail down, that you're not caving through the upper body, right? We want to build our posture up. Make the spine longer. All right, release that and shake it out a little bit. Grab your water bottle for me. We're going to do some halos to open up the shoulders and the ribs and the chest. Your water bottle is here. This could be your lighter dumbbell. It could be anything with about 12 to 15 inches long. And you're just going to wrap that around the head. Wrap it around the head. It's a little more forgiving on the shoulders with a longer implement here. So if you're holding on to something that's 4 inches long, it's going to be harder initially to get those shoulders to reach around. So I want this to be free and mobile. I don't want it to be crazy tight. If it's crazy tight, then maybe you want to stop here and here, okay? Or take it around. I think that was my second direction. Let's go around. 4 more. Make sure you're breathing. 3. Here comes 2. Last one. There we go. Okay. Yeah, see how I've got this length between my hands? I want to pull those elbows in so they're right underneath my wrist. Now that might feel like a major stretch in the shoulders, so just be patient with it. Maybe your elbows won't go that far. That's okay. We want to try to encourage them to pull in. If it's too intense, let go. And then again, stretch. Let go. I'm not trying to get my elbows to touch. I'm just trying to get them to line up right underneath my wrists. And open. And elbows right under wrists. There we go. And a little wider. And elbows under wrists. And out. 3 more. And out. 2. And out. Last one. And release. Ah, nice stretch for those rotator cuff muscles. Let's go ahead and take a drink of water while we've got it. Okay, we're gonna do some wall push-ups. Wall, on your wall. So right now, what I've got at my access is a door, and I'm gonna hold on. It's a glass door, so I need to hold on to the frame of the door when I do these. Maybe I'll just hold on to that mid rail and then the outside frame. So if you've not done push-ups in a while, your hands are a little bit wider than shoulder width, but before you begin, make sure your elbow, my elbow's right here through my coat. When I bend my elbow, it's pointing down. It's not pointing out, okay? We want to really utilize the tricep. You'll still get that great pec push-up, but we also want to incorporate the tricep to help it along. All right, so, yeah, I'm probably about 1.5 feet away from the door here, or the wall. And you're just going to bend both elbows. They're both pointing down to the floor. And then I'll push away. So this is nice and modified. It feels good. Feels comfortable. Maybe get a little bonus calf stretch out of it by keeping my heels planted. Consider your body a nice rigid plank, a straight line that you're tipping towards the wall and then pushing it away from the wall. Remember to keep your elbows aiming down. Keep the shoulders sliding down the back. Now if this feels too easy, you're going to step a little farther away. In which case your heels may not stay connected to the floor. That's okay. Maybe you're on your toes now. And you'll do the same thing. Let's just do 4 more. You can stay put or step away, whatever it is that works. 2 and 1. And step back. Good. Shake those hands out a little bit. Fine job. We're going to do 1 more set of those. I want you to find your happy place on your wall where you are feeling most efficient, okay? Because you're not having to deal with glass here, you're welcome to bring the hands in a little more narrow and really get the essence of triceps, okay? So just make sure those wrists feel okay. Potentially you could here go to your knuckles, all right, and do push-ups this way by bending and extending. Sure hope this door doesn't open. Bend and extend. Keep those shoulders reaching down the back. I don't want them to hike up and get all tight. I'm still trying to aim that tailbone to the floor or towards my heels, let's put it that way. And bend and push. Your body is a plank. Elbows aiming down. Body stays rigid and strong. 3 more. My forehead is touching the wall. Last one. And shake it out. Nicely done. Okay, I'm going to rotate back to here. And I want to reach my hands back behind me to stretch the front chain out. Whoops, there's my stuff. Guess I had it more here. There we go. All right, so stretching the arms through here. Stretching the pecs through here. Slide the shoulder blades down before you add any resistance to that stretch. So the arms go down the back, behind the hips. Take a few deep breaths. Good, elongate out through the crown of the head, soften the knees. So that was a lot of nice anterior work here. We're going to work the posterior next. I need my gloves. Hold on one second. There we go, better. So we have about 20 more minutes to go here, and my class is going to be about 5 minutes shorter than usual. Just so you know. All right, so to keep us moving again, we're going to start marching on the right, right, right. We're going to do 3 marches and then add a toe tap. So let's slow it down here for a minute to get the coordination. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, toe tap. 1, 2, 3, toe tap. Let's go a little faster. 2, 3, toe tap. 1, 2, 3, and toe. 1, 2, 3, and arms are moving in coordination to the march. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now, instead of the toe, if you want to challenge that balance a little bit, making sure you're not going to step on anything. 1, 2, 3. Knee lift. Oh, there it is. Knee lift. 1, 2, 3. Knee. Now that's optional. You're not sure about your balance today, you're not sure about weight bearing on one side or the other, hold on to something. 1, 2, 3. Or stick with the toe tap. Tap. 1, 2, 3. Or lift. 1, 2, 3. Up. Gonna keep moving. Warm that body up. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. One more on each side. Up. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful. Mid-back. Mid-back. I really want you to think mid-back. I want you to think shoulder blades and below rather than above the shoulder blades. Keep this zone soft, disengaged. All right, the arms are going to come up. You know that high, wide V. We're going to take it to an X and a V. Switch. X and a V. Crisscross, just like that. Yep. This is alternating, not reciprocating. Alternating. Arms take turns. Okay? So try to make that straight line cutting right through the body on the diagonal. V. Feel the shoulder blades slide down on that left side. Up. Now feel it reach down on the right side, down here. Up. With the arm elevated here, the shoulder blade, to be technical, is rotated up and out. Okay, as we rotate the arm down, it slides back down and in. So be aware of that. Where are your bones? Hold and bring the arms back down. Let's rotate the arms. Open, in. External, internal. Thumbs out, thumbs in. That's external and internal. Rotation of the arms is what I'm thinking of. Good. Here we go. 4 more. And 3. Stay with me. 2 and 1. All right. Upper mid-back again, or mid-back really, shoulder blades and below. We're going to take those arms up. Let's bring the left arm down. Stay here. Now from here, your hands are probably in front of you. And that's a good idea, because then you've got some range to work with as you pull the arms back and bring them back home. Pull them back, bring them home. Now as you do this, don't let the body move, okay? Keep it in one place. But again, pointing your tailbone down to the floor as to lengthen the low back. Okay? Keep the abs in the game. I have to use my abs. Well, I shouldn't say that. I could be squeezing my glutes, but I'm not. I want you to use your abs to keep those hips tilted back and keep the low back a little bit longer. 3, yep, it's true. 2, and 1. Bring the arm back up and circle down. Good, roll those shoulders out. We gotta do the other side. Okay, so by angling the arms here, it works each side differently, doesn't it? So start with the hands in front of you to give yourself some range. Okay, and then just push the hands back and bring them forward. Exhale, inhale. Now you can pick up the pace here as long as this shoulder is not hiking up, as long as your right shoulder is staying actively down the back. Look out at your horizon as you do this work. Try not to look down at my phone too much. But stay with me. Don't turn the channel. You're back. And back. Okay, you feeling those shoulder blades squeezed together? Without popping your rib cage forward, we're going to do 3 and 2 and 1. Bring the arms down. Roll those shoulders around again a little bit more, and then start a spin. Got to get those fingers warmed up. Bouncing in the legs. Keep it going. 4. Like a water wheel. Arms, hands rather, are nice and long. And reverse. If you do water aerobics, you know what a water wheel is. Keep going. Keep going. Act as though you're pushing and pulling water through your hands. 4. And 3. Keep it going. Here's a 2. And a 1. Very nice. Open, close. Open, close. Open, close. Stay with me. 8, 7, 6. You're welcome to go higher. 4, 3, 2, and 1. There we go. Okay, we got a single weight right here. I haven't forgotten it, but take a drink of water. Which brings me to the point of using your water bottle as your weight today. If that's what is handy, then use that. But I do have a little kettlebell here. Maybe you have a dumbbell you'd like to use. Maybe a 4 or 5 pounder. Okay, so I've got my kettlebell. I'm gonna load the right hand, all right? So if you've got a chair right next to you, I would encourage you to use it on your left hand. What we're gonna do is balance on the right foot. We did this on Tuesday, where the toes were back behind you, okay? And what we did was we tipped forward, hinging at the hip. So the back doesn't round forward, the back angles forward. Here's your chair, and then stand back up. I'll turn so you can see what's going on the right side. Right now I'm not using a chair. I'm gonna hinge forward. When I get to my hinge point, the weight is right in front of my shin. My hips are aligned, okay? And my back is neutral. And then I'll come right back up, okay? So, if you're holding on to something, you might want to actually lift the other leg off the floor and then come back up. I lost my balance already, so that means that's challenging for me today. I'm on an uneven surface. That might be a little bit better here. But I want to make sure that that hip doesn't turn out as I hinge forward. You know what I didn't do? I didn't stand all the way up. Please do, right there. We're going to do 4 more on this side. Make sure that your standing leg stays bent. Just lower the weight to mid-shin or maybe just knee-high. The range is variable. Depends on your hamstring length, depends on your hip strength. 1 more. And up you go. If that's really gnarly and grinding on the hip, obviously take the weight away, take the range away, keep the foot on the floor, the back foot on the floor, and minimize your range of motion. So there's nothing wrong with a deadlift that's that far, that's really short. That's okay, that's good, if it doesn't hurt, okay? So I'm gonna go down to mid. This is totally different hip for me. It needs a little more time. gonna do 4 more, and I'm gonna pick up that back leg off of the floor, okay? So hinging to mid-shin. Here's your chair if you're holding on to it. Maybe you wanna hold on to a broom handle or the wall. Trying to keep those hips very square. Keep that knee bent so the muscles can activate. One more time. Do not do this in a locked knee position. Keep the breath alive. And up you go. Nice. All right, hopefully that was not too intense. If it was, I gave you those options whereby you wouldn't use the weight. You would use body weight. And then just kind of coordinating that with your alignment and your hip strength. Let's go the other way. Circling around, taking some nice deep breaths. Now, I don't have a chair out here. Remember, you can use your chair whenever you need it. Okay, very nice. Let's stretch that right leg out in front. Now we're going to balance on that left side. This is a really good one to do sitting if you are compromised with standing on one leg, okay? So what we're going to do is keep that heel out there. Same side, arm, right leg. Reach up and around. Go ahead and twist the body. And then sit back in the hips and reach your arm out to meet. Inhale, lift and circle around. Exhale, hinge at the hips or squat on that left leg. Now my sits bone is balanced over my heel. Okay, so my hips are going way back. Let me show you. Hips go way back behind me. Stand up. Pull the hip back. Keep the heel anchored. Take your time with this. We're twisting and then reaching in square alignment. We're rotating and reaching. Be deliberate. Stay strong on that left leg. If you're sitting, keep your sits bones balanced on your chair. And up. And reach. All right, nice stretch for the back of that thigh. Let's go to the other side. Left heel out in front. Left arm is going to lift, circle up and around. Now, if you have a bump shoulder, you don't have to circle up. You can circle out, but rotate, and then sit back and reach in front. Up and out. If that shoulder doesn't feel good, there are some days where my shoulder doesn't feel good. Up and around, and reach out in front. Up and around. Reach. Now as I rotate, I'm thinking rib cage and shoulders, but not hips. Reach. Up and around. I'm going slowly on purpose so that I can hit every angle of this movement. It's a reach, it's a rotation, and it's a circle hamstring. Use that opposite leg here to balance and stabilize if you need to. Can you see my breath? I can. Turn around, sit back and reach. Very nice, one more time. Pull the hips back away from your heel. Pull the hips away from your hand. And come back up. Awesome job. Shake it out a little bit. We're gonna get that weight and hold on to it. If you've got a dumbbell, hold it in between your hands. Got my kettlebell, I'm just gonna hold it right here. Keep the weight centered towards your sternum. Okay, and I've got a line here that's kind of convenient for me. You can imagine a line. I'm gonna start by stepping over that line and over with the second foot. Let's do it the other way. Up and over, up and over. So I'm lifting a foot because it's a stream and I don't want to get my new shoes dirty or wet. And up and over. So over the creek. Over the creek. Over the creek. One more each way. Don't have to lift your knees as high as I am though if it doesn't feel good. Now we're going to go under the fence. We're still gonna step across the line, but then go under the fence and over to the other side. Step, squat, together. Step, under the fence, together. Step, squat, together. Now our fences are not all the same height, so you need to squat under a fence that feels right for you, but it's the same squat we've been doing for years. The hips go back behind you. Step, squat, together. Step, squat, together. Step, squat, together. All right, shake it out a little bit. Now we're going to put those two movements together. You're going to step over the creek and under the fence. We'll do 4 each way, and then we'll switch it over to the other side. Are you ready? Step over the line or creek, and then under the fence. Step, squat, together. Over the creek, across, squat, together. Over the creek, and under the fence. Up, over, step, squat, together. Last one, up and over. And then we're going to reverse it. So we're going to go under the fence first, and over the creek. Left, right, under the fence, squat, together, over the creek. Step, we have 2 more, I think. I may have given you an additional one. Step under the fence and over the creek. Beautiful job. Okay, here's our weight. We're gonna step a little bit wider here. Those feet are even with each other. Okay, our toes are lined up on a line here. We're gonna bend the knees. The weight is right down between the knees. Don't go any lower than this because I don't want to compromise our posture, okay? See right there? In fact, I can use that line for my toes. Now, what I'm gonna do is simply power up with my bum and my legs, and I'm gonna just pull the weight up to my shoulder, okay? Do you see that? Squat, power up. There's really no lifting going on with my arm. All the lifting is being done with my legs. So the momentum of that power push is what's going to bring that weight to my shoulder. So not a whole lot of tone going on in my shoulder. 2 more. 1 more. Now flip your palm up and give me 6. Curls. 5. 4, stand tall, stand strong. Don't lock your knees. 2, 1. Switching it over, left hand. Okay, squat, power up. Squat, power up. If you're sitting in a chair, this doesn't feel right to do, I'd like you to do some suitcase carries. Okay, where the weight is down by your side. This is a suitcase carry if you're in your chair, okay? We're gonna do 2 more. Clean, right there, 1 more clean. And then we got 6 curls. Elbow stays right next to my waist. It's not pinned up against it. There's enough space there so that I have to balance my shoulder and keep it stable. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Let's put that guy down. Do a little more stretching here. Reach the hands back behind you. Slide the hands down behind your hips. Breathing deeply. Okay, so the next stretch you can do facing your chair or just standing here in space. Soften those knees, hinge your body forward. Okay, the back is still flat, still neutral. If it feels like it's scooping down, and engage your abs again and try to create a little flatness to your low back. Now I'm going to stretch those hamstrings. Okay, Okay, so hinging further forward. If you need your chair here in front of you to help support that stretch, do it. Let's bend and stretch the legs. Kind of wrapping those arm bones out and around so that the shoulder blades connect at the middle of my back. Chest is open. When you stretch those legs long, make sure you're not losing that flat back. I don't want your back to get all round there. 2 more. I want you to bend your knees, place your hands on your thighs, and then tuck your tail round. Getting rounder, still. Tuck your tail. And now reverse that stretch, coming into your straight line. And let's round again. Round, lead with the pelvis, then the ribs follow, then the shoulders and the head follow. Really try to get that tail aiming down to the floor. Okay, that creates this flatness here, that length and strength. The strength coming from the front body. Reverse it to your extended or your neutral position. Tuck the tail one more time. There it is. Take a deep breath. Pull your abs back towards your spine for that back support. And extend out to neutral. There we are. Now, keep the spine neutral long. And with your abs and your breath, just stand up. Good, getting that spiraling, that glute activation. All right, if you got your chair, let's pick up that left leg. Now, if you don't have a chair and you don't feel like you really want to use it, you can lace the hands in front of the shin and pull that knee. I can't get my knee up too high because I'm wearing like 3 layers of pants here. And they are not going to all give. You're going to go to the other side now. Remember, hold on to a chair with the left hand. Go ahead and hold and support and cradle that right leg and or hug it in. Whoa, I'm losing my balance. Play with the balance. It is a game. It's a really great game for your body, great game for your mind to throw yourself off balance a little bit in a day. Take opportunities to do that. So, all right, hopefully you're feeling good. I'm warm finally. Takes me that long to warm up outside. I'm so glad you joined me today. Go ahead and ring out the body here with your trunk rotations. Pivot your feet, pivot your knees and your hips, and just pivot around and breathe. Ringing out the tension. Extend your spine up towards the sky. Yes, the sky. I'm outside. I hope you find yourself outside today, either for the workout or some other chore. Thanks for joining me. I'm so glad you were here. I want you to have a great weekend. I want you to be safe, protect each other, and be kind. All right? Take care. Bye.